it'll kind of downgrade the entire space. This style is all about creating a more elevated, sophisticated, and luxe kind of look. So what Hello, welcome to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and I am so excited about today's video because I have just had so much clarity lately about my own style, about the kind of style I want in my own home. And I just did a recent video about things that I don't do anymore. And I've just been going through so much lately, just really realizing how much my style has evolved and how I've really honed into what I love, which is what I would call modern luxury style. Then it got me thinking about the fact that how long did it take me to get here? How many mistakes did I make along the way? Maybe I could help other people not make those mistakes, and instead I could do a little guide. If you're wanting to create this style, what are the things that you should be buying? How do you build this style if you're just getting started? Of course, if you're in the middle of your journey of recreating your home, this is still gonna be a video for you. But I thought it would be really fun to go back to the basics and how I go through putting together my spaces in my own home and for my clients to be able to create a modern luxe design. So I'm gonna go back to the basics, building blocks here of the items themselves, the mentality, the materials, what I'm looking for, all of it. And I'm just gonna share everything with you, how I build out a space and how you can do the same for your own rooms. I hope you'll hit subscribe if you haven't already. We love to chat about design on this channel, and let's jump into today's video. Okay, so whether you are a beginner in design and you're just starting out with a new home, or you have decided to scrap what you have, maybe you listened to my last video and you thought, I live in a house that I don't actually love. Maybe I ought to think about what my ultimate style is. If it's modern luxury, today I'm gonna give you all the key ingredients to being able to create this style in all the rooms of your home. Let's get started with the color palette, because this is actually a big part of this style. This style is all about the color palette, and it usually is very neutral with some pops of black, maybe a really deep, rich brown or like charcoal color. But generally, it is based off of really soft, beautiful, neutral colors. This color palette is all about timeless, classic colors that really transcend all time. And that's, for me, what I really love. And I think it's a really important aspect if you're trying to create this style. It doesn't mean that you don't like other things, but you really have to hone in to what you love the most. That has been the hardest thing for me in my own home, especially when I'm designing for someone else. I'm able to curate a lot of the noise out because I'm only focused on their home and their project. But when it comes to mine, there's a lot of things that I love. But what I realize is if I can hone in on what I love the most, the thing that I literally just have to have, that helps you weed out a lot of the maybe other color choices you could be making. It'll help you go throughout all of these other things, but ultimately understanding what you really want and what you want the most. I think that's really key. At least it's been for me, because it really helped me to quiet out a lot of the other options and say, I have one house. What color do I want it to be? I did that about 10 years ago when I realized I don't want color on my walls, and I have been painting my house white and black and shades of these colors ever since, and I haven't gone back. The next thing that I like to do is I like to start with the rug. The rug is literally the building block of your spaces, and most rooms will need a rug. They define the space, literally. Your furniture is wrapped around it, right? Like, it is actually the centerpiece of your room. So what kind of rugs fit within modern luxury? First of all, I think anything made with a really neutral color palette, again, that's really important. You don't want anything too bright or too busy. You're looking for something that is subtle. It needs to be modern, of course. It needs to be luxurious. So sometimes you can sneak a Persian rug into this style and it just works. But most of the time you're looking for something that's fairly neutral. You might sometimes add in an abstract print, but again, usually it's gonna be pretty subdued. So think about silks, think about wool, think about, sometimes a sisal can work in this style. Love shag rugs, all done in light neutrals most often. I think also that the feel of them is really important. They need to feel good against your skin. I avoid things that are too rough. A sisal, that's why sisal sometimes doesn't work, because sometimes they can be a bit rough, and those natural fibers and those naturally woven ones, they can work. I've got one in my bedroom right now that I love, but a lot of times I'm looking for something that's gonna feel luxurious, which means it's gonna feel like it's velvet, whether that's made of polyester or silk. It's gonna be like the shag that's got that really nice feel to it. And occasionally also I do use hide rugs. I think all those work in this style and help you to really give the foundation of the space that it's gonna be just a little bit modern and luxurious. Next up, let's talk about your furniture, because furniture is absolutely key to this style. And you can get so distracted looking at all the different types of furniture that is out there. And I think that this is the hardest one because, well, at least it is for me. Furniture can be a lot of fun to buy, but you really have to think long term, especially when you're just beginning, whether it's a brand new space or a brand new home, or you are just diving into this style and you're still just trying to figure it all out. I think a lot of times people fall into the trap of trying to find whatever's like the latest, coolest trend. This style is less trend-led. It is more classic in nature, and so you're looking for furniture that has a silhouette that is more modern. It's slim, it's clean lined, it's very sophisticated and elegant. Those are all words that should describe, well, those are words that should describe every single thing that's going into the house. I actually usually put that into my mood boards, and I just forgot today. But yeah, actually, I do usually start with those keywords, because those keywords are words that you will use every time you go to make a decision. Is this rug modern? Is it luxurious? Is it elegant? Is it sophisticated? Is it neutral? And is it something that I absolutely love? If you start with those things, it's gonna help you a lot when you go to pick whatever you're gonna put into your room. What are those materials? What are the materials that you're gonna be looking for when you want this space? You're gonna be looking for luxurious, well-made cottons, linen. You're gonna be looking for velvets, silk. Think about hard surfaces like marble, bronze, brass. You're looking for rich wood tones like an ebony or a burnished black oak. You could do these on the lighter side as well. There's a lot of different options in this style, and that's where you really get to personalize it. But ultimately, go back to those key words, asking yourself before you go to buy something, does it feel modern? Does it feel luxurious? Is it sophisticated? Is it elegant? I think those words will really help you to keep yourself focused on what this style is really about. And I'm gonna leave links for the items I'm showing you down in the show notes. If you wanna go and see some of the items that I'm looking for, I have mood boards on 2 places. I've got them on my LTK app, and I've also got them on Amazon. So you can do this style on any budget. Another key aspect that I think is really important when you're just getting started is to think about your bedding. Your bed is the place that you spend the most amount of time, most usually. Maybe if you work from home, like me, I'd probably spend a little bit more time at my desk. But usually our bed is the place that we spend the most hours, and it's really important to recharge ourselves. So our beds need to feel luxurious. They need to help us get a good night's sleep. I think upgrading your pillows and the inserts for your bedding, all of that stuff is really important. I personally love to go with down options because it just feels like the ultimate luxury. I'll leave links for the pieces that I am using myself and that I really love. But I also think that the sheets themselves, the things that are touching your skin and the covers All of that is really important. I think going for something that's really luxurious, but also modern, what does that even mean? I love hotel style bedding. I love a sateen finish. I always look for the luxe. I'm always looking for like the luxe cotton or the sateen finish. Those always feel more luxurious and they have just that nice silky softness to them. You could go with silk sheets if you wanted to. I personally feel most comfortable sleeping on like a sateen cotton myself, but whatever feels most luxurious to you is gonna work really well on your bed. Can't talk about this style without talking about the lighting, because especially when you're just getting started, investing in the right lighting will really help you to have longevity. Whether you move, whether you want to move things around, choosing lamps that have this feeling to them, choosing the right ones will keep you from having to switch them out all the time. Or a lot of times if you try to do like a smaller lamp for a nightstand, for instance, if you try to go too small or you haven't gone with something that has a luxurious enough feeling, it'll kind of downgrade the entire space. This style is all about creating a more elevated, sophisticated, and luxe kind of look. So what materials do I look for? I typically look for lamps with marble, shagreen, leather. I'm looking for really refined looking iron and brass. I might look for a linen shade or no shade at all, maybe some alabaster. There's a lot of options, but ultimately you're looking for something that has a clean line, it's slim, its silhouette is elegant and sophisticated, and it's done in a very luxurious way. If you go for that for your table lamps in your bedroom and then extend that into your living room and the rest of the spaces into your home, you're going to feel a big difference. You're gonna feel the luxury entering into your spaces, and that's why I think lighting is so important. It's also important because it adds ambiance to the space, and so lighting is just key in the style, and that's why I have started to invest more money into lighting, because it really is such a key component to the space really coming together. The next thing I would focus on is art. I think that art is such an important part of this style. In order to create a modern and luxurious feel, you have to think about the most modern and luxurious hotels. The art is always a key component, because a lot of times it's what your eye is really attracted to, especially if you're like me and you love bold, abstract art. That really dictates the room. When you take the art out of the space, the room lacks that sort of personality, that punch, that drama. So when you're just getting started, thinking about your art and how that affects the way that the room will feel ultimately is really, really important. So of course, for me, I love big, bold abstracts. I love anything that has that sort of contemporary feel. I think going for pictures with thick matting, if you want to frame out maybe a black and white photo of a landscape or something that's a little bit more classic with, like a classic vintage photo or something like that. Those all work in this style. Finally, let's talk about accessories, because accessories are for sure very important to this style. Let's say you're building out your bedroom. Let's start with the bedroom, right? We've been building this one out. We've got the bedding, we've got a gorgeous bed, we've got the rug, we've got some nightstands. Maybe those are made of shagreen or they're made of a black oak. We've got our lighting figured out. We've got some art and got that lit, and the whole space is really starting to come together. Accessories are really important to ultimately the whole thing coming together. Then when you start adding accessories into the space, I think going for something that's sculptural will really help you to create this space like this. So I've got lots of different options when it comes to accessories. I think you should have some sculptural pieces. I think you should have some beautiful vases that you can fill out with greenery. I think having some bowls, going back to the materials that this style is all about. Think about marble, travertine, bronze. Think about some beautiful glass and clay, and how you can mix these materials in. Going back to the same words, right? Are they modern? Are they luxurious? Are they something that excites me? And do they help me pull together my dream space? I've sourced these items from Amazon all the way to First Dibs. I mean, you can go all the way to Christie's and create this style, and everywhere in between. It's about finding the pieces that you really love and really excite you, and they don't have to be the latest kid, right? It doesn't have to be the new kid on the block. It doesn't have to be the latest trend that's out. It's something that when you walk in, you just feel like it's a space that indulges you. That's for me what I'm looking for when I go to make a purchase. So you want to make sure that everything you pick, it feels good, it looks good. This style is all about how it feels to you and creating something that's pared back, which is good news, especially for beginners, but it's also about taking your time and building it slowly and choosing each piece. I think it's all about pulling back, building it slowly and building it with intention. I hope that this has just encouraged you to have fun. Have fun creating your home. We're gonna be talking about this style a lot more in the coming days. I'm gonna be sharing a lot more finds on this style, so make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comments if you love this style. Let me know what you love the most about it. Tell me the struggles that you are feeling so that I can make videos about those things to help you. We're all on a journey together, right? And that's half the fun, is having a friend to experience this with you. So that's how we feel about you guys. You're on this journey with us and we get to be on it with you. So let us know down in the comments if you love it, if you hate it, if you're excited to build it, what your questions are, your concerns. Let us know what those things are. Otherwise, yeah, cheers you guys. I can't wait for the next video. I'm like, let's do another one. I love it. Let's do more. All right, cheers you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.